Welcome to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Mark Alexic. And even if our football team is not doing so good, I'm still doing good. Following Saturday's shellacking by USF in football, it's hard to find many remaining games on the schedule that look winnable. Matthew Meadows was in Tampa for the debacle.
North Carolina's second road game of the season exposed every weakness of the young team. The South Florida Bulls dominated the Heels 37-10 at Raymond James Stadium. The UNC offense struggled throughout the entire game while the defense showed only modest signs of life. UNC's defense forced 3 fumbles, but the offense failed to capitalize on them. The Heels failed to establish any kind of running game, once again making the offense one-dimensional and vulnerable.
That's probably the most physical game I've ever been in so far, so definitely took some shots in that game. They did a good job blitzing us and staying on us, and did a good job.
UNC's offense had put points on the board in the first 3 games. The defense had struggled, and those struggles continued Saturday.
We got to tackle. We got to tackle. We got to know our assignments, basically. Our coaches do a great job game planning and, putting us in the right position. We just got to get there and get to the ball carrier. And when we get to them, we got to swarm tackle. 6, 7 hats need to be on the ball carrier every time, basically.
The schedule is only going to get tougher from here. USF was the first-ranked opponent UNC played this season. If the young Heels want to find success on the gridiron, the offense will need to become multi-dimensional and do a better job controlling the clock. And the defense will have to find a way to get off the field. The Heels will take on Virginia Tech in Blacksburg this coming weekend. In Tampa, I'm Matthew Meadows, Carolina Week.
The women's soccer team is in an unusual spot, having already lost 2 matches this season. Against the San Francisco Dons Sunday, the Heels unleashed a season-high 30 shots on goal. Here's Yael Averbush blasting it to the goal, but she's denied. The Heels get another try, this time on a beautifully placed corner kick, but it's headed right to the goalie. Minutes later, Rachel Given gets the cross, but it's off the crossbar. All right, maybe next time, ladies. Averbush showing the fancy footwork, blasting it over the goalie's head for the goal. Averbush scoring the lone goal of the first half as the Heels go on to get a shutout, 2-0. The Boston College Eagles flew south for a matchup against the Heels in men's soccer on Saturday night. Bill Dworsky shoots, but blocked by the BC goalkeeper, but Michael Callahan is right there to boot it in. The Tar Heels led for most of the second half. With only 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go, Ruben Ayarna sails the ball to Alejandro Bedoya, and Boston College scores. The teams head into overtime. And just 37 seconds in, Mike Konikoff slides the ball right past the Carolina keeper to seal the Eagles' win 2-1. The Heels head to Richmond Friday to face VCU. The men's tennis team is riding high after winning the UNC Fall Invitational this weekend. Seniors Kyle Wishart and David Stone led the Heels, each winning his singles bracket. Here, David Stone rallies to defeat his own teammate, Sandeep Daya, in the finals. Doubles partners Lenny Gulan and David Stone outplayed their competition, winning a point here against Navy in the finals. Golan and Stone went on to defeat teammates Benjamin Carlotti and Andrew Crone in the finals, and Coach Sam Paul is pleased with the seniors.
It's a good weekend. I mean, it's still early. We've only been in practice 2 weeks now, but our seniors, that's the one thing. We have a lot of seniors on this team, and so they played well.
The volleyball team faced 2 tough ACC opponents this weekend in Carmichael Auditorium. Neither the fans nor the band could pull the Tar Heels through Friday night as the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets stung our ladies in a 4-game match. The Heels dropped the first 2 games of the match before fighting back to win that 3rd game. But the Yellow Jackets proved to be too much for the Heels as they took the 4th game by a score of 30-26. Coach Joe Segula said his team just didn't win the big points of the match.
But that's what it comes down to when you're playing high-level volleyball. It's the concentration. 1 or 2 plays here or there can determine the success of an outcome.
The Yellow Jackets' sting hurt longer as Carolina fell to Clemson Saturday night. After losing the first 2 games, Carolina won a spirited Game 3, only to lose the 4th game 32-30. The loss to Clemson leaves Carolina 5-7 on the year and 1-2 in the ACC. Carolina's next game will be at Maryland on Friday. It is so sweet to beat Duke at anything, and the field hockey team had a chance to do that on Saturday in their season opener with Duke. The first half of the game was as intense as the heat. Carolina had 2 early goals called off, including that one by Allie Tanner. but Jesse Guy eventually broke through for the Lady Heels just before half on this shot from the top of the circle. Carolina's Larry Beans scored one of 4 second-half goals as the Heels dominated the final 35 minutes. Carolina recorded its 5th consecutive shutout 5-0, and freshman sensation Elizabeth Drazdowski says her first experience in the Duke-Carolina rivalry was special.
It was awesome. The fever was awesome. The stands were packed, so it was a really, really fun game to play in.
And of course, it's always great to beat Duke in anything.
Absolutely.
And that also means that we are ahead of Duke in the race for the Carlisle Cup by 1 point.
And we're hoping to maybe pick up some easy points in football when we play Duke later this season.
Definitely.
Definitely. Thanks, Mark. You know, Adam, most people don't choose to be homeless.
But coming up, meet a guy who's calling his car his home, not because he has to, but because he wants to.